To write an equation from a table, you just have to follow a couple of steps. Now keep in mind that we are writing linear equations, so we're writing them in the form y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope of the line, which is the change in y divided by the change in x, and b is the y-intercept, or the point 0 x, 0 y, where the value of y is the y-intercept. Okay, let's take a look. If I have this table, to find slope, I need to find the change in y divided by the change in x. So I have 14 minus 12 divided by 2 minus 0. 14 minus 12 is 2. And 2 minus 0 is also 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I have a slope here of 1. Now, I need to figure out what the y-intercept is. But I know that where the value of x is 0, the value of y is my y-intercept. So if I look at this table, I see that x is 0 right here, meaning the value of y is the y-intercept. So the y-intercept in this case is 12. So I have a slope of 1 and a y-intercept of 12. So my equation here is y equals 1x, or just x plus 12. Let's look at another one. All right, guys, let's look at this second table. I'm still going to want to write my equation in the form y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, meaning the change in y divided by the change in x, and b is the y-intercept, or the point 0 y. Where x is 0, the value of y is your y-intercept. So let's look at this table. First up, find the change in y divided by the change in x. 8 minus 5 divided by 2 minus 1. 8 minus 5 is 3, and 2 minus 1 is 1. 3 divided by 1 is 3. So I have a slope here of 3. Now, let's go back and look at this table. I see that my x values are increasing by 1. As my x values are increasing by 1, my y values are increasing by 3. Now I need to go backwards to where my slope, or to where my x value is 0, because where x is 0, the value of y is my y-intercept. So if I take this table one step back, that means I'm going to subtract 1 to get to 0. That means I have to do the same thing on the other side and subtract 3. And 5 minus 3 is 2, so my y-intercept here is 2. So I have my full equation is y equals 3x plus 2. Let's look at one more. Okay, let's look at this table. The first thing I need to do is the same thing that I did before, which is to find the change in y divided by the change in x. So I'm going to have negative 6 minus negative 3 divided by 6 minus 3. Now negative 6 minus negative 3, that's going to be keep, change, change. So that's going to become a negative 3. And then 6 minus 3 is 3. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. So I have a slope here of negative 1x. Now I need to figure out what my y-intercept is. Since this table does not appear to be increasing by the same amount every time, I'm going to make my own table and fill in values to get back to where x is 0. Now, since my slope is negative 1, I want to go back to where x is 0. But let's go piece by piece. Negative 1x means that as my x values are increasing by 1, my y values are decreasing by negative 1. So as my x values are increasing by 1, my y values are decreasing by negative 1. And you can see it here from 6 to 7. To get from 6 to 7, I added 1. And to get from negative 6 to negative 1, I added 1. Or I subtracted 1. So 6 to 7 is adding 1. Negative 6 to negative 7 is subtracting 1. So let's fill in our table. To get from 3 back to 2, I'm going to subtract 1, which means I have to do the opposite on the other side, which is to add 1. To get from 2 to negative 1, I'm going to subtract 1. And to get back another one, I'm going to add 1. And lastly, to get from 1 to 0, I'm going to subtract 1 again. To get back from negative 1 to the other place, to the next number, I'm going to add 1. And negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So my y-intercept here is actually 0. That's going to be the toughest one for you guys. So let's go ahead and practice this.